Does confidence play a role in successful YouTubing? Nate has a unique perspective on that. Well, kind of a little bit of a departure from the technical aspect of being a YouTuber here with Nate Woodbury. Be the hero, Nate. You wanted to talk about confidence today. Why is that an important topic for you as it relates to all of this?
Important to me. I didn't have a lot of confidence in the past, and I feel like I've got a lot more confidence now. And so while there's a lot of great videos, even some, I'm going to recommend Paul Jenkins on Live on Purpose TV. I filmed a great video with him that we'll link up to right there on how to be more confident. But in this video, just want to share my unique perspective.
Yeah, there
right
it is.
There.
Cool.
I want to share my unique perspective because I feel that I have learned some things. I have gained more confidence myself.
And when you're talking about confidence, you mean the confidence to be here doing this on camera, or the confidence just that your business will succeed? You know what I mean? What do you mean by that?
All the above. Definitely confidence on camera, confidence in who you are, confidence as a person, confidence socially.
Cool.
Yeah.
So where does that all begin? How did that? You weren't confident before? You were a church mouse kind of thing?
There's settings where I definitely had confidence. You're more comfortable, you feel more confident. But there's other areas where socially or in business, or I would associate with people that I was intimidated by, and man, I would just go silent. I can be a pretty quiet guy.
Yeah.
And so there's some things. One is knowledge. When I know what I know. when I
know where you're going. Yeah.
When you really know your stuff.
Yes.
You're not shy, or you're not timid about it at all. You can step in there, and it's not a matter of pride where you're better, but you know the most on that subject around anyone in the room, and you can just come to it with confidence. And so when it comes to video or YouTube, I really studied it a lot, and I know my stuff, and I've experimented, and I've tested, and I've tried. And so when I have conversations about YouTube, I can definitely talk confidently. And I just wanted to bring that up because there's areas where if you're going to say, I'm confident, or I'm not very confident, or I'm shy, whatever label you give yourself, recognize that there are areas where maybe I am confident here and I'm not confident there. I think it's just a valuable distinction. And if there's an area where you want to be more confident, can you gain more knowledge in that? Or what can you do to become more confident there?
Yeah. And you keep building on that by trying new things, by learning new things, by experiencing, by saying yes to things. You know what I mean? At least that's what I've found, is that, like you say, there's a state of preparation. There's a state of knowledge that you're so solid with something that it does fuel and inform confidence. But in those areas where you're feeling a little less confident, like you say, read a book. You know what I mean? Or listen to someone else and continue to build your own body of knowledge, because knowledge is confidence, no question. I think that's applicable to anyone, even if they're naturally confident.
So the next thing I want to talk about is a track record. And we can actually bring this real between you and I, because over the last few years I've built a pretty good track record. And we're doing some things together. We're obviously filming this video together. We met, when did we first meet?
2014 maybe? Something like that?
Something like that, 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I had the same ideas then that we've talked about now, but I didn't have the track record.
Right.
And so there were two things. One, you're an actor. I've seen you on TV before we met in person, and I was intimidated. And
well, you didn't have the beard to hide behind.
I didn't have the beard to hide behind.
The beard gives confidence. It's very manly.
How could you not be
You're
confident?
right, I know.
So for women who don't grow beards.
We're so sorry. Yeah. Big pair of glasses. No, just kidding. Okay.
So
you were intimidated.
I actually was.
Yeah, okay.
And I joined the National Speakers Association 5 years ago. Great group of people, but
Definitely.
I was so intimidated by everyone that was there. People that are great friends now that we're buddy-buddy, we go to lunch or different things. The thing that was most helpful there is I recognized that I was intimidated, that I lacked confidence, and even just talking with them, I was so nervous. But I just put myself into that uncomfortable position over and over and over. I signed up and I became a member of the group, and now I'm confident around them.
That's cool.
So it's just willing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations or situations that you lack confidence in.
Yeah, and I would say, sitting in front of a camera, even with the potential that it could be viewed by millions of people, is easier when there's no one in here. I mean, it's just us two. So for heaven's sakes, when you're making your own videos, just remember to look into the camera and remember that possibly.
Well, and that's a point that we could bring up as well, because there are a lot of people that I talk to that are great at speaking in front of a crowd, but they're so nervous about the idea of talking in front of a camera. How do you get confident on camera? It's just a simple answer. You just got to get used to it. That's all it is. I mean, if once you're in front of the camera a few times, you realize that there's nothing to be intimidated by.
So true.
If you're going to vlog and talk to your camera while you're out in public, that's something that still scares the heck out of me.
Oh.
Because I feel like people are watching me and I'm a dork.
Yeah, but
over
you know,
here.
nowadays, and I'm the same way, because, you know, I've done a lot of stuff on camera, and especially around people. If I know that it's an official shoot, it's like I seem to care less what they think. Mm-hmm. But even when it's just, you know, doing a selfie or something on your own like this, people are so accustomed to it. It's just part of their regular routine. And so even if you're in the middle of a mall doing your vlog or whatever, you'll notice all the people that walk behind you, they don't even pay attention. Oh, another camera, another YouTube freak doing their, just kidding, another YouTuber doing another thing. It's become every day.
Well, it's funny. I had the thought of sometimes we'll see somebody just talking to themselves, and then you'll realize that they have a little thing in their ear. And
Yes.
like, oh, okay, they're on the phone.
Yeah, you think they're a lunatic. Yeah.
Another point that I can make, something that was a big learning experience for me as I joined the National Speakers Association, is in the beginning and for a couple of years, I had an agenda. See, I saw everyone in the group as people that I admired, but I also saw them as potential clients.
And be honest, is that one of the reasons why you joined, or were you also interested in becoming a speaker?
That was the main reason I joined.
I figured.
Is them as clients. I was a service provider to them.
Like a vendor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And what I'm grateful to that group is for learning is it's a very giving group. They're all there without an agenda, just to contribute. They're there to learn and to grow themselves, but they're there to serve each other. And that rubbed off on me. And when I made that switch myself, I definitely became more a part of that group. And that gave me a great level of confidence where I've been able to serve them and give them things freely without that agenda. Mm-hmm. And how much, you just think about that in relationship. It's just a lesson that I learned. And while I don't claim to be the expert on it, I've definitely learned from that. So.
Yeah, you know, for a lot of people, what's difficult for them to get over is their opinion of themselves. Certainly, first self-awareness and self-esteem, but also what that's reflected by what others think of them. Has that been part of your process?
Yeah, you know, I think what others think, I think that's important to all of us, and it's definitely been a big part of my perception of myself is just worried, oh, should I do this or should I do that? What are they going to think?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have the magic pill to solve that? No, but it's something that I've consciously always thought about. It's like, oh, I don't need to care what other people think and really think about what do I really think about this? Or for the people that do matter, whether it's God, whether it's my wife, what are they going to think? Maybe their opinions do matter more or should matter more than friends or people that I don't even know. As I've been more conscious about it and really focused on what do I think about it and am I going to do it because I like it even if they don't like it,
mm-hmm.
and just taking that step of, you know, I wear socks and sandals. I love it. I wear socks and sandals and I do it because it's comfortable and I don't care what other people think. It's a simple thing, but just by me intentionally saying I'm doing this because I like it and I know other people are going to think it's silly and crazy, that simple stuff like that has actually helped me a lot and helped me be, because I'm a goofball, but most people don't see that out and about. But I've been able to start being a bit more goofy out and about.
Well, we're seeing it. It's happening. So the point here is that not even probably. The point here is that to be successful in any endeavor, but particularly in one like this, like YouTube, I mean, because you are talking to people and you're trying to connect one-on-one, you do have to arrive at a certain level of confidence, of self-esteem and confidence, and I think part of that is informed by, and if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but this is what drives me. This is what I'm passionate about. And more importantly, as you mentioned, this is what I'm good at and what I know. And that gives me the confidence. That's what I think you're saying everyone should strive for that's doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very purpose driven, and I have a reason behind the things that I do, the reason I create my business. And when I believe in it so much, it definitely gives me a lot more confidence that when there's the naysayers or people that are critical of something, or there's a negative comment on YouTube, it can just breeze past or just wash right over because I have that confidence now, because I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. So, well, thanks for watching this episode. If you've watched this far, then I assume that you found it helpful.
I'm just trying to shatter his confidence.
Doesn't work.
See?
It shows that you're not confident.
Just went right off his head. He's right. He's not kidding.
Well, thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow.